Thinking about getting a new handgun but don't know what caliber to get? Black Barrel Tactical has you covered. Welcome to Black Barrel Tactical, where safety and knowledge come together and we make magic. So first thing we're going to drop into is talk about what caliber of bullets that you should think about getting. We're going to drop and tell you guys all of them right now. Then we're going to discuss them one by one. The first one is the 22 millimeter, followed by the 380, followed by the 9 millimeter, followed by the 10 millimeter, followed by the 45, and then the 40. All right, so let's jump into it. First things first is the 22. 22 is the lightest ammo that you can get. It is the cheapest. You can buy like a box of like 300 for like $15 or something. But here's the catch. When you get a 22 caliber pistol or AR style rifle, they don't have a lot of firing power. And what I mean by that is they aren't very powerful. They're fun to shoot, they're cheap to train on, but again, they don't have much stopping power. They're not ideal for self-defense. Now let's go over to the 380. The 380 is sometimes known as the pocket protector. It's perfect for concealed carry. A lot of guns like your LCP2 will have 380, will be chambered in 380. And they typically have anywhere from like 6 to 8 rounds that they're going to hold. They often have a lighter recoil than some of the heavier chambers, and also it can be a good backup gun. Next, we're going to jump into the 9 millimeter. This is the most popular ammo just because it's made a lot. It combines two things. It combines being cheap and available with also a good amount of stopping power. In my opinion, it is the all-around workhorse. It does have a lighter recoil than your 40 and your 45 ACP and your 10 millimeter. Next, we're going to jump into the 10 millimeter. The 10 millimeter, I like to call it the bear stopper. That is for hunting, outdoor safety. It is not really recommended for regular self-defense. It has more recoil, and because it is a limited caliber, it is a lot more expensive. So that's that. Now we're gonna jump into the 40 millimeter. The 40 millimeter is kind of somewhat of the middle ground. It's more powerful than your 9 millimeter, but it's not as powerful as your 10 millimeter or your 45 ACP. It was really popular because that was what law enforcement was first using, but now they have either moved over to the 9 millimeter or the 45 ACP. So there's less of a market for it. And so it's starting to disappear, starting to be harder to find. And also that means it's going to be more expensive. Last but not least, we have our 45 ACP, which is our heavy duty. It is the big boy, the big stopper, the big power. And a drawback from getting a gun that is chambered in 45 ACP is that it is fewer rounds because it is a larger bullet. It is the same thing for the 40, as well as for the 10 millimeter. In my opinion, the best one to have is the 9 millimeter. It is the most popular. Anytime you're going to be looking for something, most guns will be chambered or have an option to be chambered in 9 millimeter. You can get ammo everywhere. You'll have a ton of options. It is going to be cheaper. And it is the opinion of this shooter that 9 millimeter is the way to go. Now, again, if you're going to be hunting, you're trying to knock out bears, go with the 10 millimeter. You know, if you want the strongest thing possible and you don't need that many shots, go with the 45. If you just want something light to get somebody to say, back, 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 but you don't want to kill nobody or unalive anybody, then try out your 380 and your 22. Again, this is Black Barrel Tactical going over ammo. If you guys like, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be safe. Also, drop in the comments what is your type of caliber that you like to use.